G'day everybody. Now why did I put up about lines of defence? Well, if you're ever by yourself, right, and you know when it comes to thieves and certain things that you can send reports to to the police about certain things, you got to defend yourself, right? When you get security alarms and all these kind of things. But some people push more than others and take more risks than others and all that kind of stuff. And so here at this fence, I've got an alarm system, but not remote. I've been honest about what I say. You can use it and function it, but you can't put it in certain faraway areas. Is if it goes off, you've got to get out and use it. So you've got to keep it close to you, or use it just out of the door, hallways, areas, stuff like that. Until you can get the remote, just in case it might go off because of a pet or a kid coming out or something like that. And so it's good to have a battery for a remote, which I'm getting onto now. For when it comes to an alarm system, just to help alert people around you. That's if people around you even care, or if they hear alarm come. You would have to test that in your neighbourhood and do an alarm a few times and see what happens. If they know you, they might already go and go, what's that noise and that? Or just see what happens. And more likely, if they don't know you, I bet you can set an alarm off heaps of times, right? Probably even scream, and no one will come, right? So unless you've got a hook to the internet, and pay for an alarm system, which all these alarm systems can do now. And you can pay for a little hookup thing, and which they call you back and take responsibilities of why the alarm goes off, so it's more safety on it. They can be more better to alert people, but otherwise, other than that, they're a loud, annoying noise and only alerts people around you in that area when it comes to alarm systems. And so when it comes to doors and that, we live in homes that are very easy to penetrate. Our homes are like straw, right? When it comes to a lot of homes, definitely the standard homes, right? Okay, we standard homes. They're like straw. You can easily come in. Someone really wanted to come in and get ya. Shit. No, he's locking your door, have a big fancy. Me getting the biggest, fattest door right there in the front door there, and have all locks on it and everything, and pretend that that door's going to keep bad guys out when shit hits the fan. It might be for a few minutes while they're there, but if they want to get in, they can turn to the next step, right? Which is your windows. Shit. And they come through your windows. Happens all the time in burglary and all sorts of things. And so you have another spot where you run off to a room and all that kind of stuff. And that's like lines of defense, right? And so in my case, my lines of defence is people can get in, you can have an alarm system go off, right? And in another case, second line of defence, well, not everywhere's covered as you might walk around or whatever. And so, and then you have line of defence alarm system screaming, and either internet or not. Usually it's too late when it comes to they're in your home and all that kind of stuff. When it comes to police, everyone knows that. Right? They're usually slow at everything, right? Unless you get lucky. You're already on their list or something like that. They will turn up quite quick. But other than that, sometimes in a lot of cases, people got to wait. Depends on the area you're at. If you're closer to the police station, usually you get more better chance of getting help. And so when it comes to the line of fence in here, they can break in. I've got my dog. She's getting old now. She's not getting as loud as she used to be, as alert as she used to be, to help out in that area. As where I had her in this incident area, I had her not put out to protect anything. So if they're not out, they won't protect. And so if you have a dog out, that can help at least alert and have a chance of alerting you. It's not really safe security unless you've got a big dog, couple of big dogs after. If you could just got a little dog after, because little dogs are good at alerting than bigger dogs. They have more sense of hearing and that than the bigger ones, and tend to like to bark more first thing on strangers and stuff like that. But if you have big dogs, they can help you out. They'll only help you out so much in this world with guns and knives, and humans are pretty bad. They'll only give you another couple of seconds. And so in the end, these things can't 100% defend you. They might get lucky. A couple of dogs can get lucky, a couple of jugglers and that. They best to work with help. So you help get along with them and all that stuff. You'll get somewhere, right? And so you have a line of dogs and stuff like that as defense. And so when people breach my house, they can get into the laundry, certain areas, right, where they'll be able to do things, break things, and, right, and you can find out, and later on you find out, right, it's in the line of defence. But if you want to feel more safer, you've got to make sure you've got other lines of defence. So do you have a gun in your house and in a safe, right, that you can, if you hear a noise or close by to get to? Is it easier to access your room? Do you have a lock on your door? It's good to have locks on your door, I reckon. Definitely in neighbourhoods that you don't feel too safe, you can get that. or an inside latch. Right? Always to slow down the enemy. Right? So that way you can either call the police if that's the only thing you can do, get you to your gun, or get ready to fight. Right? And do what you need to do, which is also called backup when wars happen. A lot of countries would have to start defending themselves, so that's why you need at least an army of that. You need an army to at least hold off attacks. Right? But if you're a country that's only got 65,000 and you're already getting attacked straight away with 100,000, well, shit, you better hope you're a good army, hey, before you get taken over, because once you get taken over, it's harder to gain it back and for the others to come in and less people to help, right? And they might even use the people that you're going to help to throw at them so they get you to war for them, right? Or help them war by making things and all sorts of things. It just becomes a bad outcome if you don't get reinforcements before you get taken over. That's why Hitler did the Blitz thing, and it worked out good too because of that theory. Right, so you've got to make sure you have a decent enough army is your main key to hold off more than 6 measly minutes. You know what I mean? Like in that movie, because that's not going to last, is it? Right? So if you've got a very small army and they're going to wipe you out, right? If someone knew that you only got 65,000, they send 2-3 times that, more likely that's like a battle win, right? On a field, more likely you're going to win, definitely if your circumstances are the same, or you've got more benefits like when the Romans went around and kicked butt. They only needed a little and they could take 10 because they had an advantage. So if they've got an advantage and more numbers, you're screwed. You've got no chance. Right? You might as well just start running now when you come. That's why a lot of movies and history talk about bailing out and going before they come and get you, because you've got no chance. So you're going to make sure that you've got a good plan on defence. Otherwise, be a runner. Right? And what are we here at Australia? How do you feel here at Australia? Do a bit of research. Would you think we had an army of say 100,000 or the same amount? We had an army, the same amount of our army they sent, because they've got an army of say 1,000,000. So sending 65,000 and you've got 1,000,000. They could easily do that and still defend themselves and do what they need to do, you see? And they can send that, and in war that's happened, even not double, they can send double to what you got. That's a guaranteed win, they call it. It's like gambling in certain ways and having more money when you go to play poker. You can get more guaranteed wins by trying to bluff them out, right? And what they do is they send that over, and they've got more equipment. They're gonna beat us, aren't they? So you hand it over. That's how a lot of battles got won sometimes too. They're like, well, we've got no chance, and then we're gonna go get help and maybe get it back, and it's gonna be harder. And so your next line of defense is you have a safe room, all that kind of stuff. Learn to fight, all that kind of thing, and try to have love and peace and connection is another big saviour besides weapon, I believe. There's two things when it comes to defences. You need to know the bad way of how they approach things, and you can also keep your good way, because sometimes conversations and connections does make us connect when we're different. Right? Which is why that big dude turns up and goes, just be with me and I'll let you go. Don't fall for that one, because if you keep falling for that one, when someone goes, look, you can do what you want, right? But you can keep your army, but you've got to listen to what I say. But he's pretty much taken over. And if he does that to enough countries, right, he'll get powerful enough where he can backtrack later on, like a company giving things for free. And then he can backtrack later on and then do what he wants and then take his all over. And you won't even be king. He will come back and get you. And definitely if he had something against you, right? But he used that trick to give you the power to come back later. And that happens a lot. But anyway, have a good one. And it's up to us to how we think to make certain things not happen. And that's why I like the Spartan story, because we should have had more countries like them, and it wouldn't have got to the point where he had so many countries using his manipulating tactics, as you can call it, of words of speech. And you can have it now, but I'll get you later. And have a good one. See you later.